talk tonight, right? She goes, well, they're here to see you. And I said, okay, well, what, how do we want it to go? And she said, let's tell them what it looked like in the beginning. I said, wait a minute. That was really ugly. I said, are you sure you want to tell that story? And she said, I think they should know. I think they should hear where we started. And so we're going to attempt to kind of tell you how we started. I'll tell you how amazing my 30-second commercial was for Carla when we first met. It started something like this. I have a product that I'm selling, and can I put a flyer in your salon? And she said yes. And I left it on her shelf. She had it in-home spots, like in her basement, not a ton of traffic, right? And we put it up on one of her little racks in her, and I would come back every time I get my hair done, and I would say, I'm so nervous, by the way. I would say, has anybody asked you about that? And she'd say, yeah, they ask me all about it all the time. I just don't know anything about it. And I said, awesome. Well, if they want to buy one, it's whatever, And that was about it. That was about the most that I said about it. And it was very non-sexy. It looked like something that you'd get for an elderly person on a rack at the Rite Aid store, or whatever, Walgreens. And so I was just very nervous. We didn't wrap people back then. We didn't do wrap parties. So I didn't even think to say to her, well, we should put one on you. Like, that didn't even occur to me. So I think a little bit longer. Am I missing something? Tell me if I'm missing something.
Well, you missed my part of it. That was when you weren't there and people would ask me about the box that was on my little shelf. They would say, oh, what's that? And they would pick it up and they would read it. And I would say, well, my friend left it. She says you can, it'll make a difference if you put it on, and you want to try it, take it home,
Like, give it away.
Yeah. And they're like, well, did you try it? I'm like, no.
So we didn't really know what we were doing. But then one day I said something about the fact that we had other products in our line. She said, what kind of products do you have in your line? And I said, well, we have a vitamin. And she goes, you have a vitamin? And I was like, yeah, we have a really good vitamin, I'm told. Don't know much about it. I'm a math teacher, stay-at-home mommy. I don't know much about any of this stuff. But she goes, you have a vitamin? I said, yeah, and I think I pulled out ingredients for it at that point, which I was smart enough to carry my ingredient list around. And she started reading them, and she was like, no way! Oh my goodness, do you realize what you have here? And I was like, yes, I do. And she was like, oh my gosh, I totally want to sell this. And I was like, you do? You want to be a distributor? And she's like, yeah, what does it cost? And I said, I think it was $299. And she goes, oh, I can't do that. And it wasn't because they didn't necessarily have the money. It was because her husband would never support that. So guess what Carla F. Burns, Ambassador Leadership Council, signed up for? $35.
$5. Yes, I did.
We don't tell anybody that.
Yeah. I did not move. I did not get my 2 customers in my 30 days.
I don't even think that was part of the program. But I will tell you this, a little bit more later, we started having parties. Yeah. So Carla decided to have a party.
Yes.
And it was a great turnout.
I had an awesome party, and I told everyone about the wrap that I still had not tried, but I was going to try at my party, and I did. And I had all of my friends from church. They all came to support me. And I had like 25 people, 25 ladies showed up and to try this wrap. And so it was so exciting because finally we got to try the wrap. And we were wrapping people, and they were still asking questions, and neither one of us still really knew. We were trying to mimic and imitate what we heard Dr. Don say, so we would memorize what he would say, and then we would repeat it. But
and then your nursing background, you would validate a lot of what he would say that we would regurgitate. You should say, I learned that in school.
Mm-hmm. So right, because I was working as a nurse at the time, so I got the nutrition part of it. I didn't get the wrap. And so when you're approaching someone, they don't get it. It's not that they don't want it, they just don't get it. So you do need to put it on them. We've realized that now. You have to put it on them and let them experience it. So once I did experience it, I did lose inches. I got really excited because I didn't have a lot of weight to lose, but I had that little area which bugged me and I could never get to come off. And so when I tried it, and my husband noticed, he's like, hey, I think that thing really worked. And I'm like, give me some more.
I'll never forget when she put the facial on. She actually went back and got the facial after it was used the next morning and was wiping it on her face because she liked it so much. And then I remember once Chris started using some of the products, she would hide some of her products from Chris because she didn't want him using them. And I'd be like, wait, just get him his own, you know, like, so this is quite a journey. Now, we did not come out of the gate being rock stars, as you can tell, because there was no steps to success, there was no party pad, there were no really cool t-shirts. We were just really cool, so everybody wanted to hang out with us. But like, we even had parties, and I remember Carla would have a party, the same people would come, and nobody would sign up. They were coming to support her, but that wasn't changing. And I remember her going, okay, I'm ready to have another party, and I was like, yes! We were equally as excited every time. Talking to the same people every time.
My church friends.
Some of them are in now, and some have totally done amazing things, but you know what, it kept building our confidence, and the more we talked about it, the more excited we got, the more we kept seeing changes in people and hearing results with the products, the more excited we got, and then Canada opened, and you were so equipped for that.
Right. Canada was that turning point for me, and each of you will have your own journey, but for me, that was the point when I decided that I wanted to leave my nursing career and really do this as a full-time career. And I'm so glad that I did, because after that moment of just making that decision, my whole entire life has changed, and it's only been up since there. It's an amazing journey. And now, I mean, we just have everything.
Yeah.
We have the branding, we have the look, we have the people, we have everything. It's right here at your fingertips.
I have a party tomorrow with a girl, and she was telling me what she didn't have for her party, and I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be a catastrophe. And then I was reminded today, as Carla was telling me about that, and I thought to myself, we didn't have any of these tools then, and we still made it work, and it still worked well, you know, once we got our stuff together. And so I think, I just get excited because you know you're at the right place at the right time when your company gets the big MO award, right, at the ESN. But then, yeah, for sure. So we've got the momentum thing right now. The product is unbelievable. Even if you're not following the steps in the system exactly to the T, I don't even think the $35 available before, but it really wasn't then either. We were just looking for any way we could to get her in the system without her husband noticing a change in the checkbook, you know? He came on board eventually.
Yeah, he came on board. For those of you that know my husband, he's quite on board.
He works at corporate now. But I just think, you know, I'm excited because I was on the phone with someone yesterday, and she was just like, I'm so excited that you're going to make this call for me, and I'm so, and she just said, thank you so much. I don't regret your time, and I don't take it for granted. And you know, and I just said to her, listen, girlfriend, I am exactly the same as you are. I've just been here a little bit longer. I've just talked to a few more people, and I've just handed out a few more Blitz cards. You all are in the right place at the right time. As a matter of fact, you're not going to have some of these things that we've done at part of your journey because we already got them on the way. We've already figured that out. When Pam Sauter called us and said we're doing parties, we said, no, we don't do parties. This is network marketing. We didn't get in a party plan. We got in, and she said, no. Not like that kind of party, but we're going to put the wraps on people so they can see results in 45 minutes. And we went, oh, that's brilliant. You know, like we hadn't even thought of that before. And it's amazing how, you know, you do what you do when it's all you know, but when you know better, you do better, and it is working better. It's growing faster, and you guys have got the tools, and you've got the groundwork. We've done a lot of that for you, but you too can be where we are right now. There's a quote that I love. The difference between a little shot and a big shot is a little shot just keeps on shooting, right? And so I think what you'll know, and both Carla and my story are very similar in that we never quit, and we could have a number of times, and there's been a lot of reasons that we thought, oh, this is not going to work, but we just didn't give up. Once you have the right company with the right product at the right time, you have something very special that will go down in the history books. And we're going to go through that a little bit tonight, so.
You're having way too much fun.
And that is the fun, right? Friendship, fun, and freedom. So thanks.